is set. Are you ready? Fight! This bout will determine who's first hit. The scales have tipped. All bets are off. Anything can happen now. There's no stopping this fighter. Take it. All bets are off. Anything can happen now. This could be the end.
Take it!
I think we're about to see something big. KO! That fight is over. Will the tide of battle turn? Fight! How long? What an attack! This is it. The fight you've all been waiting for. Anything can happen now. What an attack! Venture off. Anything can happen now. It's tangible. I think we're about to see something. There's no stopping this fighter. No one can see that fight. KO! Cody wins! Craziest and wildest fighters have assembled from around the world to join in the fight. But only one will be declared unknown. Crumbling laboratory. Fight locale chosen. The battle has begun. Fight! This is it. How long is the war? I'll never be the conqueror of this. All bets I smell a comeback. What is Gambit working? the last round. Fight! How long is this battle versus Cammy has begun. I think we're about to see something big. There is all bets are off. Anything can happen now. Cammy wins! Fiercest fighters await! Will you be the last warrior standing? North America, skyscrapers under construction. Fists will fly at this location! Let's get started! Fight! First hit! Scales have tipped! Opponent's power to your advantage! Ice blood rush! No one can walk away from getting attacked! KO! Pick up the pace! Fight! The fight has finally begun! Which one of these two will emerge on top? First hit, the scales have tipped! All bets are off! Anything can happen now! It ain't over till it's over! KO!
The hell? Okay.
Timing of the end of the cosmos. One of the things that fascinated Nostradamus was he had a 13-sign zodiac. We have a 12-sign zodiac today. And this 13th sign is between Sagittarius and Scorpio is called Fucus. The Fucus is called the seed sign. And it's noteworthy is the 13th one, the unluckiest number according to
Survival of the fittest on a global scale! Who among the challengers will make it to the top?
church, some say, and also hospital.
This will fly at this location!
A critical clue about the last days.
Ophiuchus crosses the celestial equator. Just
Let's
at
get
the
started!
point
Fight!
the galaxy meets the celestial equator. Now,
The scales have tipped!
just means that the center of the galaxy, all the real prophecies, all the connections, judgment, we're all connected to a certain that alignment is what says to all the Sagittarius.
It's this little gap. So he used as one
Pick up the pace!
hours on the clock, just telling me what time it is.
And there's the first hit! What's next?
Step by step. But Sagittarius is pointing right at something else. Represented by the skull that's on the side. What it's saying is that great one, the knowledge of trees are to be
This match defines the winner! Fight! And there's the first hit! What's next? The fight has already begun! Which one of these two lines and no
that they are.
Exact time.
Akuma wins!
Mine was earned orbiting the moon in 1971. Afghanistan, 2009. On the USS Saratoga in 1982.
Once it's earned, USAA auto insurance is often handed down from generation to generation because it offers a superior level of protection and because USAA's commitment to certain currently and former military members of their families is without doubt making more legacy. You get auto insurance on USAA, Americans deserve.
I'm good. Celebrate every win with Nicoderm CQ, the unique patch with time-release smart control technology. That helps
Comes with being declared the world's greatest fight! Unknown. Secret laboratory. Fists will fly at this location.
You'll never tackle another project without it. Ask for one this holiday.
Dentures are very different to real teeth. They're about 10 times softer, and they have surface flora with bacteria to multiply. Holiday it with 99.9% of all causing bacteria, and most is all stem. Over Irish,
Every day. Having a compromise with glycol. Introducing the Smart Ink Gel all the time. It's the ultimate combination of fast and small size and fastest in its class. Increase productivity. It's also the smallest in its class. It's 35% technology.
Hey, babe.
Less space does feature features. You can put up to 11 by 7.
Are you serious?
Wireless.
You try calling your parents?
And using our super high yield cartridges.
You can call them anyway.
That is a
What about calling Linda?
Smart Ink Gel all just right starting at
Oh, man.
free shipping and handling and toll-free.
Oh, man. What do you mean with that, buddies?
Smart Series at your favorite retailer. Stop compromising and start dancing. The ultimate combination.
Looks like we're gonna
Damn, that's not like that. I don't have to
Oh, jeez.
With Stamps.com, the U.S. postage for all your letters
I'm not going to see what happens.
shopping. Get a 4-week trial plus $100 in extras including postage and a national scale. Go to Stamps.com/TV and get the post office again.
I want the TV for less than $50 on food. I want my iPad for $87.14.
These are real customers who got unbeatable deals on Foods.com.
I want the Canada for just $21.
Save up to 90% on brand new products like iPads, HD TVs, and appliances.
The first time I tried quizzes, I was skeptical, but I was the first item I did.
That's QUIBIDS.com. Visit Quibids.com now. Friday on H Aliens. Everything in the universe has a three-part structure. Used the Pythagorean triangle Pythagoras to come up with this is extraordinary, but he was not the first. More than just a mathematical equation,
Each chip say that this was knowledge from an extraterrestrial source.
it's the Pythagorean triangle and some kind of extraterrestrial geometry. A network premiere episode of H Aliens, Friday at 10 on H2. Stick around. History Megastructures is next. As the obscure meaning of the Lost Book's message is believed to come to sharper focus, a sense of urgency arises. A critical clue to the manuscript's embedded warning may be the two words visible on Image 67.
craziest and wildest fighters have assembled around the world to join in the fight.
There's
But only one will be declared
Our
the
sense of
best.
safety and sanctity of life remains to be seen.
That it's written. Nostradamus is sending this message through time,
Each day, the third is destiny. Your
knowing
destiny
that
will be determined
people
here.
in this timeline are going to read it. One male some people might interpret as an antichrist. There are many people.
It's the battle of the century. Fight!
There's an antichrist. They look for him. They wait for him.
This is it. The fight we've all been waiting for.
He is
The
the
first
one
hit
that
has been
make
recorded.
our reality.
Experts at the studio message to me are ready to clear story scripted. Their next finding is startling.
Please be the last page of the codex.
All friends are
That is our the only
I want you ready. I'm all ready to go.
Ah, fuck.
K.O.
This is a hyperglide connected motion fix.
Mission complete.
Hyperglide connected circle fix. Also,
Will the tide of battle turn? Fight!
Oh, shit. I gotta get used to this time, right?
Examine the writing.
I know you want to stop it.
And start to search for it. Or a piece or an energy. That lies
Lost book. Records of the book's acquisition.
Some tiny writing, some obscure library, maybe it's a long the manuscript survived from its original creation through copyists. It was copied as it got done in Time War and copied again. And as it was copied, certain components were forgotten. They could reproduce them and acquire them.
The complex
Chill,
journey of
guys.
this manuscript through time makes one thing clear. It has been treated as an identified importance, worthy of copying and safeguarding for hundreds of years. Time has a list to the true origins of the manuscript. There yet remain those who believe that most
Craziest and wildest fighters from around the world have joined in the fight, but only one declared the best.
We know that the Emperor's blind back in the 1649, Caesar was very anxious
The stage of battle is set.
for perpetuity. And he was in correspondence with someone called Pyrrhus, making sure that in fact these letters were preserved.
It is plausible that the Lost Book manuscript is among
The battle has begun. Fight!
It means that he did manuscripts in his possession by the
description of the manuscript of the book. Status.
North of the church would rely anyone else outside the church.
Pick up the
They
pace.
were waiting to return to
Fight!
trust.
The sun is hot, highlighting its importance to the 67 indicates that the constellation
A great star.
Sorry, I couldn't work with comments.
And it also shows the true blood.
This is the last round. Fight!
In the sky, stars will be combined with the space between Scorpio and Sagittarius becomes really important. Use the rotation. This represents in this image we see perhaps this point is what we would say. In the sky, there's no cause. It does not move. It's made by 7,000 galaxies. The same by celestial southern part of the celestial great star, space and time are the line possible terrestrial and possible. Now, curiously enough, this alignment only happens once every 13,000.
These crosses have not aligned since 11,000 BCE, roughly 32,000 years ago. The phenomenon is now poised to occur again.
The next image in the series is the end-all be-all. It shows the exact time
to join in the fight.
of this.
Only one.
The top we see our alignment from line cross,
Billy Ray.
below that we
Fight
see
locale.
three
Choose.
eclipses connected to an eclipse of the moon. If we look for 3 solar eclipses within a time period, it is
The battle
also
has begun.
followed by very significant lunar eclipses. This is the only image we have from the Western tradition that has this time period. It's precisely every tradition to one most likely carried the calendar to the 2012 alignment of the sun and superstars.
Sort of knowing that. I guess we try and get eyeballs kind of on your seat.
Will the tide of battle turn? Fight!
Rapid descending down to very, very, very bottom of the barrel. The scene run out of air. The scene when you run out of
Next image in the series shows the solar divided across the top. And it's sort of a casual reference by the God's
Time marches on.
So,
Pull out all the stops. Fight!
Notice first off, the field of
It is the question of who's now the heart of the struggles, but in some distant each day's disturbance.
Never thought about responsibility. Stop pausing and saying something was going
Powerful manuscript. These pages hold more questions than answers. There are those who detect this is its higher purpose.
He's saying that we have a choice here at the end of this age, here at the end of time. And the choice is to become our destiny, become who we are. And if we fail completely. We're going to lose everything that we've gained.
aspect is always a result of the therefore we can affect the future if we choose to. We should not forget the future that we
It's survival Olympics on a
What
global
Dr.
scale.
said.
Who among the challengers will make it to the top?
Those electrons was to send this message downstream through time to us.
South America, inland South. Missiles will fly at this location.
Complete knowledge amongst all the people, or a complete disturbance and an end to everything.
The battle has begun. Fight! Like the splashing which location will emerge on
giant structure rises in nature. Connects two civilizations most distant structures. A secret by the history. History is a
Let's keep it up!
a series of events stretching 2,000 years.
And there's the target.
Instead of a
One tower.
ever known. As we know about once ancient civilizations leave their mark around the world. Traditional history looks about how the ancients lived. But big history reveals a to Mesopotamia, to India, China,
Balrog
to
wins!
Cambodia, Asia, to Central America. Man's earliest mega structures are pyramids.
It's extraordinary, if you're looking at a big story, how the very large structures created by these civilizations are pyramidal in shape in different ways.
It's a profound mystery. How do civilizations with no direct contact, separated by oceans and continents, and often thousands of years, create almost identical structures? And why?
Craziest and wildest fighters have assembled from around the world to join in the hunt. And only one will be declared the best.
Decades of blood and killing.
North America,
So that
the stage of battle is set.
is supernatural. But is there a secret trait linking all humans together, causing
Let's
people
get
around
started.
the world to build
Fight.
these megastructures? Big history connects this ancient history to our beginnings.
There's no stopping this fighter.
The peacock's tail is what cements his fall.
Look at the peacock feather. It's a literal pain in the butt. It gets in the way, it's huge, it doesn't help you fly. And the other hand, if you're gaudy enough and beautiful enough, you're going to get female. So your genes are going to move on.
Animals use cosmic
efforts to attract dates. And they keep the data
Let's keep it up!
With humans today, you need a flashy car, you need a nice suit, you need a healthy bank balance. There's all sorts of signals that go on. Nothing changes.
Humans are programmed to respond to their signals, not only for sex, but also for something else. In history today's uncommon evolutions and engineering.
What's power? What
And
is
returns to ancient Egypt. Where the first pyramids
another comeback?
structures that are man-made. The question is the pharaoh trying to save the answer is
What you start seeing is the really big megastructures come right at the beginning of the state.
Ryu wins!
For the first time, an all-powerful pharaoh has millions of people organized under his iron rule. Until recently, his subjects had a lot more freedom, and the pharaoh was afraid they might want that freedom back.
There must have been a sense of giving something up to work under a leader. There was a price to pay in terms of freedom.
The pharaoh needs to signal his power, to prove to his subjects that it is futile or even dangerous.
Back in the glory and adoration that comes with being declared
A
the
monumental
world's greatest
megastructure
fighter!
is just the signal.
Look at how
North America,
so much labor, so much choice on building
this
some
will
enormous
fly at this location!
In many ways, these buildings might be ultimately useless, but they show look what I can do. Look how powerful we have become.
The battle has begun! Fight! There's the first hit! What's next?
Is to maintain
The
absolute
fight has
power.
finally begun! Which one of these two will win? These fights are ready even now!
Giant structures appear in the moment when humans first begin living new knowledge and primitive civilizations. Under one megastructures have something else in common. Not less big, they're tall. Height is key.
Anything can happen now!
Through a big history perspective, in every society, the biggest building high versus something horizontal. That is, throughout history,
Thought to our origins in nature.
Let's keep it up! Fight!
An animal is attacked. As tall as possible.
This is where the fight you
Height signals dominance. Animals assess each other based on the instinctive respect for anything that towers over them. This process starts early. The child looks up at his parents and instinctively feels that respect for height lasts a lifetime.
We use the language of height when we talk about raising people up. We put them on a pedestal. We worship those origins.
Is it the end?
Respect for height.
Punishing each other! Like we're getting fireworks!
Is what makes us human. Something all humans do in any society, anywhere. And one of the things we see is a desire to be all.
Psychologists call awe a social emotion. It happens in the face of towering things that make us feel small, insignificant, and submissive.
height inspires awe. It gives us a feeling of something so much bigger than we are, something that we can't control. This thing is bigger than me. I'm I'm impressed by it. It somehow must be more powerful or dominant than I am.
In the glory and adoration has come to be declared the world's greatest fighter.
The structures as tall as possible.
Historic facility. Fight locale chosen.
When you zoom out and look at the entire human race, you see the same processes at work, and you realize this is more than just culture. This is humanity.
Who will emerge a champion? Fight! This is also a permanent habitat. The fight is officially underway.
Destructive power of nature.
Turn it all around.
New York City would not be the city that it is without salt. Brought to you by DirecTV. Now, DirecTV. Search for the show. Go away. Just talk to us.
Dave can just say find QTVs and his weapons are knee deep in family farm.
When the time of battle turns, fight!
Search and recall for just release. Call 1-800.
The fight is underway. We can walk away.
Thanks for their recent trip to paradise.
Up to now.
And adolescence. Clark's got the big American travel. The car that allows you to just American near you.
With the guy who did the shop too late for both sites, so he ordered from bestbuy.com.
It all comes down to this. Fight!
These are days to order on. Here's a mixer the same day to keep
Keeping up with you two is turned out. I don't have time for unreliable company. For over 18 years, we've helped people take care of things that us. Join today.
It gets harder. They're like 100 I've got awesome guitar riffs that I
Makoto wins!
I feel like I'm going to try to fire it out. The all-new Rocksmith 2014 edition. The fastest way to learn guitar. Buy now at rocksmith.com and get free shipping. Rated T for teen.
This is a special announcement for anyone with joint discomfort who's been disappointed by products that have failed to provide the relief they were seeking. Complimentary samples of a revolutionary joint relief breakthrough called Beneflex are now being made available to the public. The unique Beneflex formula contains a clinically tested, patented ingredient that's so effective, you only need to take one pill daily. Just one pill, and you can begin to experience joint relief in as few as 7 days. To guarantee your complimentary 2-week sample, you must call now. 1-800-908-3567. Again, if you have joint discomfort and have been disappointed by products currently available, complimentary samples of a powerful new joint relief formula is available to the public. To guarantee your sample, you must call now. Beneflex is available at GNC and Vitamin Shop, but you can only receive your complimentary sample by calling this number, 1-800-908-3567.
It's the battle of the century! Fight!
all around us.
I can't believe it! K.O. And the battle continues! Fight!
its challengers. Thanks to our persons to submit to their dominant power. But a key question remains.
Who will emerge victorious? Fight!
Why did our very early terrain structures the same basic shape? Big history travels back. Egypt's pharaoh demands of two soldiers to the same place. This young civilization has never dared anything like it. But nature has. Like all primitive peoples, the Egyptians noticed that the tallest things on Earth were actually mountains.
You look at the shape of a mountain, regardless of how it's formed, like tectonics or a volcano. The shape still the same. It's a very stable, wide base that tapers to something at the top. That would have been a logical place to start if you want to build tall.
Time marches on.
Tall, like the Earth's mountains. That one of the scales that causes the planets to orbit. Together.
That's the number one thing that you can do, especially with very, very tall structures. And if that's successful, collapse.
Gravity shapes mountains. On a mountainside, gravity is pulling objects both straight down towards the center of the mountain and also on an angle down the slope. When slopes are too steep, the forces pulling things down
The world's most extreme fighting tournament will walk away victorious.
push those parts away.
Right locale.
The gravity holding things in place outweighs the gravity pulling down the slope, leaving a broad base and a thin, tapering top.
Let's get started. Fight! And with that, the fight is underway.
Nature's lessons here. To defy gravity with something tall. We don't have centuries of experience moving all back up the But humans soon realize that humans have a drawback. They're set
Keep it up!
with almost no interior space. So older generations begin experimenting with wide craft. That transfer stress into the
More expertise, the kind of expertise that will only account for thousands of years.
Today's massive megastructures performance to mature again. Our places of differential nonsense and dinosaurs. Our earliest
biggest buildings carry their weight like the external skeleton of an insect on outside walls. So there's a limit to how big these buildings can grow before gravity pulls them down. But nature reveals the secret to gaining size. An insect's exoskeleton is 60% of its body weight, compared to about 15% for creatures with rotating skeletons. This external weight is so great that it keeps insects small. That same factor limits the height of buildings with external skeletons. That's innovative design at a much larger scale. The structure of nature's mega beasts, like dinosaurs.
It's the battle of the century!
Internal skeleton. And that's the technologically, it took the switch from these very massive external walls to the internal skeleton.
Big history proves that nature is the ultimate Its designs are the blueprints for mankind's biggest structures. From pyramids to skyscrapers.
Is it the end?
Take the secret code that
Let's keep it up! Fight! The fight is finally beginning! Which one of these gonna come?
The whole of success. Here's the other problem of our students in a long time. People like Maria and marketing director at American Red Cross. And thousands or hundreds of tons of companies. Expanding the influence of our proud University of Phoenix network.
Big history is running through our body. University of Phoenix. Let's get to work.
Starting at 99
Cammy
of
wins!
sales.
You know, Ronnie, folks who save hundreds of dollars by switching the guy coach, you know where happy. How happy are they, Jimmy? I'd say happier than bodybuilder directing traffic. He doesn't look happy. Get happy. Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 50% or more on car insurance. Suffering from the flu is a really big deal. With aches, fever, and chills, there's no such thing as a
To
little
the
flu.
world's most
Why try
exciting
about a
tournament!
little cold?
Who will walk away victorious?
There's something that works like over-the-counter remedies. Prescription Tamiflu attacks the flu virus at its source. So
Your
call your doctor
destiny
right
will be
now.
determined here!
Tamiflu treats the flu in people 2 weeks and older whose flu symptoms started within the last 2 days. Before taking Tamiflu, tell your doctor if you're pregnant, nursing, have serious health conditions, or take other medicines. If you develop an allergic reaction, a severe rash, or signs of unusual behavior, stop taking Tamiflu and call your doctor immediately. Children and adolescents in particular may be at increased risk of seizures, confusion, or abnormal behavior. The most common side effects are mild to moderate nausea and vomiting. So don't wait. Attack the flu virus at its source. Ask your doctor about Tamiflu, prescription for flu.
Just about anywhere you use sugar, you get Splenda no matter what. Splenda lets you experience the joy of sugar without any side effects. Take Splenda.
At his current pace, Bob will return to 53. He'll be fine. Bob was a vampire. But he's not. He's an architect with 2 kids.
Will the tide of battle turn? Fight!
Luckily, he found someone who gave him a fresh perspective on his portfolio. Some planning effort will provide the entire application. It's not rocket science, just common sense.
Okay. We'll start with the previous today.
And the devastating attack with no counterpart.
5 minutes.
What incredible technique! Now's your chance!
Start your search on when we train 5 minutes of quality certified first class, confidence, and strategy.
Cammy wins!
To history. Big history links our desire to build to a powerful human instinct that pushes us to defy gravity. And decodes the hidden pattern of megastructures across the
Here's this fighter of the
earth
week!
time.
Will you be the last warrior standing?
Now, big history reveals a deep connection that links mankind's megastructures
No
to
erase.
instinct.
Your destiny will be determined here.
In the ancient world, and even today,
It's the
megastructures
battle of
are
the century!
facets of
Fight!
activity. They rise up in great population centers and attract even more people around them.
There's the first one! What's next?
Even if they build one on surviving reasons, they become a place where people come together. They become a hub for society within a town or a city.
Fear out there is tangible!
These hubs become places where the energy flows of the universe
I smell
and
a
out
cover!
of this, unexpected and wonderful results.
It's a pattern we see across small
I'm
scales,
almost ready to call the point!
from cells clustering together to
Cammy Help!
human megastructures that fit together into great cities.
Mission complete.
It all
Will the
connects
tide
to
of battle
something
turn?
more
Fight!
gigantic.
And there's the first hit! What's next?
Cosmos,
This mountain is going to come back! Will this jam it
as
work?
the universe
Bravo.
its first megastructures, stars, solar systems, galaxies.
Most of the universe is just empty space. Not very much activity. When you get
The fear
you
out
get the
there!
height, you get a wall, matter, entity, it's a pressure. You get stars, you get planets. Then you get lots of interesting things going on.
On Earth, man's megastructures echo this universal law.
Things happen where complexity exists. So you can put it from the perspective of a city or a megastructure or even from a much bigger, broader perspective, really, of the universe.
Just keep punishing each other! K.O. Cammy wins!
Hey, you ready to hit?
But you wear your
More complex structures in the universe. Appearance of mega-engineering and monumental architecture is another example that humans have crossed another threshold in person.
Big history shows us that although humans have always built giant structures to
Curtain is
inspire
raised on the
awe,
world's most extreme fighting tournament. Who will walk away victorious?
cement social power, and mimic nature, it also connects us to a profound
Small
mystery:
airfield.
how
White
humans
locale
build
chosen.
civilizations that echo the very
structure of the cosmos. But the story of
Are you ready?
is just a
Fight!
There's a much bigger history. Each episode unlocks things like these. Weapons, water, once and all, you see this grand history. The big history of time, of space, the big history of us. A shipment of drugs, a mind-altering chemical, with its
What's happening now?
origin of life on Earth.
And there's the
Big history. Deep history is a timeline, a series of events stretching 2,000 years into the past. It's time to magical thing. Functions, interactive with computers, to create everything ever known. Our universe, our planet, and us. Consider our most epic moments. Adventure science, so revolutionary rock.
Either one can take the rounds now.
Civilizations, galaxies, history as we know it is about to be
K.O.
This is America's first drug bust. But these aren't cops.
Wouldn't it be nice if there was a wireless company that could make one American with? Well, say hello to AO. At AO Wireless, you can get an Android smartphone free with activation. Plus, there's no annual contract.
Undercover of
Say hello
darkness.
to AO, a new way to wire.
Records dumps 50 tons of tea into Boston Harbor. A shipment worth as much as $3 billion today. Traditional history tells us that the Boston Tea Party is an act of American resistance against a British tax. But big history reveals that it's one link in a chain of global events.
The world's fiercest fighters await.
A single
Will you
molecule,
be the last standing?
a drug that gives our brains a boost.
North America, Connecticut. The stage of battle is set.
Flashes will land the rush.
Because people everywhere are hooked on this rush, they're hooked on tea.
Let's get started.
To reveal how powerful this dish is,
How long will this go
big
on?
history turns to geography. In the 1700s, the world was British. China, British control of the West, designed to rule tea right. That's a massive project. Just one round trip to China. 7,000 miles. Take a piece of that China. You have to marshal the field to get
Pick up the pace.
And they have to fight that something the people because they don't bangs are great.
Our addiction to drugs like tobacco, caffeine, coffee, launches unprecedented trade. It's a matter of to satisfy the urge. Ever since we first invented we just get ourselves but because eventually something else will give things to our brain.
He responds to be very sharp, very clear, and moving very quickly, discussing the very political problems of their day.
Why is this drug so different? Big History zooms in to the microscopic chemistry of caffeine. Each molecule is made of 4 common elements: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Caffeine's atomic structure is very similar to adenosine.
Fighting tournament. Who will walk away victorious?
As we knock back cup after cup, caffeine takes its place, blocking the space in our brains where the sleep chemicals should go. Caffeine isn't really keeping us awake. It just stops our brains from telling us it's time to sleep.
Are you ready?
This is stunning because it wasn't until I began to get into big history that I actually did that. I thought just created but actually it's small. By blocking the sleep signal, caffeine tricks our brains, and that triggers the body to release the extra boost of energy we need to keep us awake. Adrenaline, sugar, and dopamine, key to the brain's centers.
This fighter is
Hyped up on caffeine instead of dragged down by alcohol, we have the energy to think big.
Call me absence from the stimulating
it's over.
Big history shows us at the Cafe Coco, the coffee house where French revolutionaries make their plans. And then we go to the dragon. Genius and
We are in Alta, northeast Stockholm. Here for a little later, fermented herring.
It's almost certainly the case that the brain already has a chemical inside it that it uses for some sort of similar purpose.
our caffeine addiction.
This match decides the winner. Fight!
What seconds? 1.6 Mexico. Atomic the planet. While we share over 90% of our DNA with chimpanzees, we also share half of our DNA with coffee and tea. That's why the chemicals in plants affect our brains. Because if you go back far enough, we're related.
From a big history perspective, we all really evolved from the same one-celled creatures that lived in the oceans and became all of the life around us.
But the link between man and caffeine doesn't just reach back to the first forms of life. Big history reveals that it all connects to some of the
craziest and wildest fighters in the world to join the fight. But only one will be declared the best. Now, David, beautiful thing. This will fly at this location. The battle of the century! Fight! Sonic Boom! First hit! The Sonic Boom!
Starlight test running. Everything can follow all over the place. Parties are starting here. Big history is marked by
Sonic Boom! Sonic Boom! Sonic Boom! Yeah!
Seconds of smart. So you want to drive more safely, stop eating, deep breath, avoid bad weather. And of course, back farmers.
And the battle continues!
American
Fight!
travel rewards points on
Sonic Boom!
just like paradise. Just about anything travel. That's the way of travel.
And in a clinical trial, Crestor got more high-risk patients with bad cholesterol to avoid the Getting gold is especially if you have high cholesterol, plus any of these risk factors, because you could be at increased risk for life So a diet and exercise aren't enough to lower cholesterol. Adding Crestor.
Tell your doctor
And soul travel can help you step out of the crowd and master your spiritual destiny. By being with them, you can explore your dreams, past relationships, and get back to yourselves to the quality of your life every day. Discover spiritual truth, past lives, dreams, and soul travel. Call 1-800-LOVE-GOD and receive your free copy of Eckankar, Ancient Wisdom for Today. 1-800-LOVE-GOD.
I won this HDTV for less than $50 on Quidditch. I won my iPad for $87.13.
These are real customers who got unbeatable deals on Quidditch.com.
I want a Canon DSLR camera for just $21.
Save up to 90% on brand new products like iPads, HDTVs, and appliances.
First time I tried Quidditch, I was scared to touch, but I was the first item I did.
That's QUIBIDS.com. Now.
From around the world to join the fight. We declare the
This place is called Martha's Vineyard, a vine that can use to find a
Each day, crowded downtown. Fists will fly at this location.
All new Saturday at 9 on H2. Sometimes big whets your appetite. What big history links?
It's the battle of the century. Fight!
Disaster.
What will happen now? Fight!
That ties back to a common ancestor of all landers and lands. Still experience everything. Some places and not others. Big history connects this time. Years ago, while the planet was still forming, it the impact throws off 81 quintillion tons of debris. That gravity pulls together to form the moon.
Hey, you ready to hit?
Alone, the Earth's movement is chaotic, and the climate is volatile. But the moon brings order. Its gravitational pull slows down Earth's rotation, which calms Earth's winds and weather, creating a consistent environment where life on the surface can evolve.
The curtain is raised on the world's most extreme fighting tournament. Who will walk away victorious?
The same impact that creates the moon also knocks Earth sideways, giving our planet permanent tilt. Because of the tilt, places like Europe and North America get varying amounts of light and heat, and seasons that change throughout the year. But in the band that stretches around the center,
Let's get started!
steady amounts of light. It is short, plenty of moisture, lots of sun if plants are just fine,
I've never seen anything like this! Let's keep it up! Fight!
49 million years ago, some tropical plants were born organically protects those plants from harmful insects. Rival plants is called caffeine. But one creature's poison is another's pleasure. The same dose of caffeine and above just gives us a boost. So caffeine is a natural pesticide that involves the Earth's sunbelt, which is born in the pollution that white is poison become your mortal big history connects forward.
No doubt about it!
Caffeine trade transports tea and coffee and their colonies in the New World.
And it's something that people grind up, they drink it, they get a buzz, they're happy, and they'll pay for it. So addictive substances are really good trade items because your customers not only like it, they have to have it.
Like any ambitious drug dealers, the European traders look for an opportunity to make more money by growing their own supply. The countries that grow tea and coffee sell dried leaves and roasted beans. But in order to keep control over their product, they don't trade its source. The plants are like state secrets. So the European traders become drug smugglers.
This will fly at this location!
But because Europe is in the north, it's far too cold.
for a plant from the tropics to survive.
Let's get started! Fight!
Europe's caffeine addicts will have to figure out another plan.
It's been recorded!
Their solution will shape up the balance of let you have time. What they The telegraph was the internet except more, but any hackers can tell bodies and steal information. Internet Staker buys the nation's version of despite persistent rebel efforts to break it, the code was never cracked. This must have pleased President
What will happen now?
Adrian's
Fight!
code. Go to history.com/history to find History Top watching the history sponsored by the
Let's get to work.
I do a lot of research on agelessness before I do any project. Find out why we need 2 million
Just about anywhere you
This is the last round! Fight!
Blend them experience the choice. Without all the color, think should say Splenda.
We had to actually figure out not just but actually going back down into the salt and how it would actually lay with gravity on top of the salt that everything was just sort of sitting in. We're crossing into many different fields of study. So visually, viewers are going to have a hard time telling what
You're watching Big History, brought to you by DirecTV. Now with DirecTV, you can search and record shows with just your voice.
Shoot, go away.
The squirrels just aren't listening today. No, they don't seem to care what he says.
Back off.
With DirecTV voice control, Dave can just say find kids movies, and his youngins are neck deep in family fun. Oh, if only getting the squirrels to stop was as easy as getting a rice age. Search and record with just your voice. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Friday, Unleashed Aliens. Everything in the universe has a structure. It was the Pythagorean triangle, Pythagoras, to come up with this. He's extraordinary.
Will back!
Just a
Being
matter of
declared the world greatest fighter!
It's the Pythagorean triangle.
Africa, solar destination confirmed!
Episode of Ancient Aliens, Friday at 10 on H2.
This is pretty provocative. When people hear about this, they're going to go, no way.
America Hunter is back.
Let's get started!
We've got to have facts.
America. All the settings of history uses science to support the way. It shows how efforts are raised and joined.
instances, multiple substances of a kind of spur to colonialism and predatory activities. I think the opposite is European powers in search of a caffeine fix. Colonized tropical parts of the world. To feed their habit. They instead native peoples across the tropics to work in the vast plantations of plants spread like wildfire. My promise would be respect is coffee. Epic transformation of human history. That colonies are built on caffeine. And coffee plantations spread all across the tropics. American revolutionaries can toss that to you and genuine tea drinking habit. Because they cash from coffee grow closer to home. Tea quickly becomes a habit. Kickstarts yet another revolution. Big history reveals how our caffeine addiction transforms out of just 5 million a century and a half. And the secret driving the surge could be tea. The British started drinking tea around 1700. By 1800, Britain is the biggest tea drinking nation in the world. It's a habit that saves lives because of the way tea is made. You can only infuse the substance which you want to boil. And of course, boiling water is going to kill many of the waterborne pathogens that will otherwise kill people.
Warriors have assembled from around the world to join in the fight. But only one has declared the best.
Because caffeine is addictive, the British drink a lot of tea. And that means they're drinking a lot more boiled water.
Fists will fly at this location.
Longer and have more children. Giving Britain enough manpower to fuel a mass production machine that launches the modern age. An age where people down 5.9 billion cups of tea and 2.2 billion cups of coffee every day. Why is caffeine so successful as it than a complex society? And it all connects back.
I smell a comeback.
The story of caffeine is just the beginning. There's a much more the sun, and water, watch the oil and you see its space. Of us. On this episode of Super Killer Earth,
Fight!
Mr. Rich to the Sonic Western Town.
The fight has finally begun! Which one of these Sonic Boom? There's the Sonic Boom!
Sonic Boom!
I'm Sonic Boom!
Lies the heart.
Fantastic!
fierce that are fierce.
What is triple technique? Is he a player?
Looking at the Great Plains,
Is that the time to win?
Fight! North South corner, northwest tornado alley. For the most part, and frequent twisters on the
What happens a lot of flat area that allows cold, dry, polar air to slide in the central part of the United States, where it means very warm subtropical air that's coming right out of the Gulf of Mexico. So you have cool air on top, warm air on the bottom, and they start coming over one another. And that starts a horizontal rotation. But that horizontal rotating air is twisted and stretched into the vertical.
I smell it come back.
storm cell in Texas. Its building strength has increased.
We started seeing indications on radar that the storm was developing near Galena. And you can also tell by the atmosphere. The atmosphere starts getting this, dark greenish look.
Supercell thunderstorms, these huge anvil-shaped masses. On the leading edge, there tends to be lots and lots of rain and hail. On the trailing edge, the back end of the storm is usually where the tornadoes spin up.
Okay, I'm starting to see something. What's up?
Here's this fighter of the week. Will you be the last warrior?
Since they're entering a long time,
When supercells form, they kind of just make their rules as they develop.
East Asia. Running out and back out. Destination
I see a
confirmed.
operator, that's the rain wrapping around, developing circulation. You get rain wrapper and shows like this on radar. I see these huge trees bending. As the storm is sucking up winds at about 100 to 150 miles an hour or more into the storm tells that storm to get ready to start tornadoing.
It's the battle of the century. Fight!
20 people.
There's the first hit.
The scene is captured.
Folks in Joplin are used to tornado warnings. They're just routine.
To jump the levels, it still looks like a thunderstorm. They're unaware that the system is about to explode into the deadliest tornado in 16 years.
What will happen now? Fight!
The Joplin tornado sensors run so quickly that the radars couldn't keep up with it. Seconds from this. It was like G scale, and 5 was the highest velocity winds. EF5 is when the rotating winds exceed 200 miles per hour.
The situation grows dire. The tornado's leading edge blasts through the windows. The terrified customers flee to the storage cooler. A deafening jolt rocks the building. There's a temporary lull as the eye of the tornado passes over. They don't know it's about to get worse.
Something beautiful thing. Fight locale chosen. Who will emerge as champion? Fight! How long will this go on? And for all.
Floating in the air is absolutely
Like that, everything's going.
Is this it? Is it the end?
Trying to send you on the southwest side.
K.O.
First I come up with
And the battle continues. Fight!
bodies of words
speeds in excess of 20 miles an hour and the arms that forces in the building are designed to resist. Buildings were gone, houses were gone. I've never seen such destruction.
Has been turned to rubble.
The only building was a prefabricated metal building. The girders that are left, they collapse, basically crushing everything. No chance of survival for anybody in the open heart of the storm.
Buried in the middle of the wreckage is the remains of the cooler, still upright and empty. Amazingly, everyone survived. Among them is Isaac Duncan, who videotaped the chaos.
Alright, members, thank you. Alright, we're gonna, since I said right after that, really hard. There was nothing at that point to change what was gonna happen.
The customer's quick decision to huddle in small space
Fighters away.
In this building, and it's an independent structure. It's a small box. The walls are built thick and tight for insulation purposes. The shelving inside the cooler provide vertical support for the roof so that it survives.
Are you ready? Fight!
Part of the wall that looked like it might go crawl out.
This is the one we've been waiting for.
Pile. Tornado killed 162 people directly, including those who died a few days later from the injuries. Basically touched ground to the west side of town, stayed on ground like right through the heart of the town, but say about 1/3 of the buildings suffered damage, and half of those were actually demolished. The estimated amount of dollars to build it all is something around $3 billion. Most tornadoes only last a few minutes, and they may cover a few hundred yards, maybe 2 miles, exceptional.
A tornado is and devastating power.
What will happen now? Fight!
Mother Nature will
The first hit has been recorded.
Tired of the same old boring programming? Stop the Just Your Cable channel? And just like that, you change forever. Introducing Rabbit TV. You'll have access to over 5,000 internet access. Over 5,000. That's right. And turn any computer into the most incredible entertainment system ever. You'll have instant access to Rabbit TV. It installs in seconds. The USB Rabbit TV stick fits any Mac or PC, desktop or laptop. And as long as you have internet access, you'll have free internet TV. Watch as much as you want, anytime you want. There's no limit. Just plug in the Rabbit, click on the icon, and simply click on what you want to watch. It's that easy. And it's free. Use it at home. Use it at work. Use it on campus. Or in hotel rooms. Even at the airport. You'll never be bored again. You would expect to pay $500 for something this valuable. But it's not even $200 or $100. Are you ready for this? It's just $10. You heard right. $10. Order right now and we'll upgrade your order for free to Rabbit TV Plus. And not only has it 5,000 stations, it also has over 9,000 radio stations. Plus, if you call right now, you can double the order and get 2. Imagine easy access to over 5,000 US and international internet TV stations and over 9,000 radio stations. This incredible price of $10. Rabbit TV gets its channel server stream.
Call now and find out about free shipping.
Call 1-800-479-1466 and get your Rabbit TV or visit rabbittv.com.
It's the battle of the century. Fight!
Second Rabbit TV with your order. So call 1-800-479-1466 and find out about free shipping. That's 1-800-479-1466. Call now. The problem is picking out student loans. You gotta call back. What happens when you run out of funds? Are your student loans past due? Are they default? Are your wages garnished? Are you getting election calls? We can stop all those bad things from happening to you. $5 a month. Call right now and solve your student loan problem. Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Put your house go into foreclosure. Does it seem like the bank has no interest in having you save your home and you feel like you have nowhere to turn? Then we have good news for you. Homeowner Protection Services. Homeowner Protection Services can help save your home. They specialize in foreclosure assistance and that's all. If you're behind your mortgage payments, if you threaten with foreclosure, have been denied a loan modification, or been the victim of a predatory loan, it's critical that you call Homeowner Protection Services now. Homeowner Protection Services has a network of attorneys and our agents are available to speak to you now. Remember, if you are behind your mortgage payments, Homeowner Protection Services can help stop the foreclosure process. Call today before it's too late. And save your home. So call Homeowner Protection Services now.
Oh my God.
Pull out all the stuff! Fight!
Comes to an end. We are seeing all sides of collapse throughout this country. More obvious than
My name is Scott Walter and I'm a forensic geologist. I spent years studying serious civil, relics, and ancient artifacts. Incredible winners, by those.
It ain't over till it's over!
all new 79 on each team.
I hope you're ready! There's no stopping this fighter! Ho!
And some of the Earth's most beautiful landscapes. Terrific backdrop for a film about winter sports. Jeff Kyle braves this icebound wilderness to turn the cameras on his friend, snowmobile pro Dan Trevor. But today, the striking vistas mask a terrifying menace.
Avalanches are always a concern up there. This was kind of a new territory for us. The mountains up there are quite unique, very steep in a lot of spots, and hard to access. One of the things you have to look at with avalanches was, what about the snow season? How much snow did you get 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a month ago? Because all of these snow layers become like a layer cake. So in many cases, Mother Nature will set the stage with all of these different levels of snow. When we look at that steep mountain slope, the rocks, gravity's pulling on it. It's going to make landslides. It's going to fail. The snow is stacked up so steep.
Are you ready? Fight!
No, an avalanche is going to come.
Kick has been recorded.
To catch Dan's run without avoiding the cliff.
That counts. 3, 2, 1.
I think this is film.
And the battle continues. Fight!
Nature strikes back.
Where did that come from?
Delicate balance. Force of gravity and try to friction with the snow that holds it in place.
If you have a very tight, wet, icy layer of snow underneath the layer of powder, this forms essentially a slide zone. It's a long layer that allows the powdery snow on top to slide down very, very easily.
Just on the top of this mountain, starts going down in a matter of moments. That's like all those pre-existing snowbanks cause the fall to fracture.
It's not gonna win!
A classic chase scene, right? It's the devil, so to speak. He was trying to outrun it, but the devil could move faster than him. Caught him, buried him.
When the snow cloud clears, Dan is nowhere to be found.
Keep going, Bono! The rider in this avalanche is in a great deal of trouble. Snow at that depth is packed and dense. He can't get himself out. He doesn't have air to breathe. So he has only a matter of minutes to live.
Fiercest fighters await. To you be the last warrior standing.
But I get you to be happening. Like that. My avalanche boat started flipping around the snow.
It's yours to fight locale chosen.
Every second counts. For 12 minutes, Dan has been immobilized and suffocating under the dense snowpack.
Who will emerge as champion? Fight!
240 pounds of pressure over the entirety of this horizontal body. There's no way he can lift himself up through that.
Finally, Jeff clears enough to pull Dan free. Dan is investigating. He's still reeling from his downfall.
I was getting just like drugged down the hill further and further, and getting sucked down deeper and deeper into it. When I was pulled over, I remember basically opening my eyes, seeing all my buddies sitting around me like a ghost. He has something going for him. He had his friends out there. They were waiting and watching. Had his friends not been there and been prepared, he would be dead.
It's a lesson learned about the temptation and the threats that lie just beneath the surface.
How much training you have.
Lake Delta, Wisconsin. A vacation mecca of water sports and travel entertainment. Located in the Wisconsin Dells, Lake Delta accommodates more than 5,000 residents.
Built this Lake Delta back in 1927. It has an area of about 250 football fields, about 12 feet to active tourism in the community that area.
The altering Mother Nature. As in summer 2008, descend among the upper Midwest. Flooding these areas from Indiana to the end of a harsh season.
Previous 6 months had an enormous amount of rainfall in the Midwest and in Wisconsin due to an intense high-pressure system just to the south in the southern plains and an area of low pressure just up to the north and the west. And it was like a stationary pattern. It was the second wettest 6 months on record in a century.
A week of heavy deluge has dropped nearly 12 inches of rain on Lake Delta.
On saturated soil, so this rain had nowhere to go. It only went directly into streams at Lake Delta.
Delton residents like Tim Fromm and his family are nervous about the rising water levels. Despite man-made efforts to control Mother Nature,
Here's the water is. And with the whole rising our lake can stay in control. Control well. And what you're told is that there's never been a flood on the lake, so don't worry about it.
Turn it
and the Fromms fear their houses in danger.
Crown's face in the bottom. Second, third floor.
I was long-term southern drop residents. Lake Delta starts reaching its backs. Your ride across the flows into the Wisconsin River.
There's this ball over there.
This says she ripped out
And the battle continues.
This is the ball you saw. Shocks of pain and the size of vehicles. Launching as the rushing water rises through local roadways. There's yet to come. This country.
All the paperwork and on Medicare. That help hotline has free information to help you get a knee brace at little or no cost to you. Call now before it's too late.
Call 855-680-3009. Call now.
Attention. You currently wear eyeglasses or contact lenses. Stay tuned for an important message. Are you tired or frustrated with bothersome eyeglasses and contact lenses? Are they holding you back from living the life you want? Do you want to look and feel more confident in all you do? If you answered yes, then LASIK might be just what you're looking for.
Will bask in the glory and adoration that comes with being declared the world's greatest fighter.
The Pacu is typically found on the other side of the world in South America and doesn't belong in the Pacific. Puzzle can be talked about once again. I just wondered if you could tell me what this fish is doing here.
Destination
Pacific people, we are surprised to see this fish, but we asked the fisheries people and they said they produce.
Are you ready?
What games they produce?
Yeah, 15 years ago.
So this was it's a new fish to you, not to get people something else to eat.
Yeah, because there's no enough fisheries, right? This is the way that this fish is here.
I've investigated and introduced species before. The devastating impact they have on the river. I'm really stuck with fish. That's their numbers explode, and they now dominate into the species. The world's fish is moving to the whole rivers of Europe to the primary rituals to explain the monsters. No natural predators.